You never stop learning in winemaking, and I've had 71 vintages this year now, so that's a long time to be in the industry. I was just lucky that the vineyard that I inherited from my father turned out to have such great grapes on it, and the wines were pretty good, even with my bumbling winemaking for a start.
It's a modest approach from a McLaren Vale icon. Darry Osborne's family has entered its second century in the wine industry, with the world-renowned Red Stripe, as D'Arenberg is dubbed, now in the safe fourth-generation hands of his son Chester.
Well, he's got a bit to catch up with his father yet, but he's doing his best. And he's never won a Jimmy Watson trophy, for instance, and that's one that he's been trying to do, but no, it hasn't happened.
Actually, I should butt in there because I say to Dad all the time, if I win a Jimmy Watson trophy, I know we're on the wrong track. Because most of the Jimmy Watson trophy winning wines are 1 year old and they're ready to drink when they're young. And D'Arenberg's philosophy is all about making wine that age for 20, 30 years. So no, I won't ever win a Jimmy Watson probably.
Not that Chester's been idle since he took over as chief winemaker nearly 3 decades ago, with an Olympic-sized haul of gold in the ensuing years.
Occasionally he says, if he doesn't like the style exactly, he'll mention something about, that one's a bit tough, a bit young, but most of the time he's really, really complimentary about the wine style that we're making.
While Chester's trademark shirts are ready to party at a moment's notice, Darry's been noted as having a more formal approach to vintage wear, but he denies that there's an Osborne shirt gene.
Oh, I think it was Len Evans that noticed I had a dress shirt on once when I was making the wine, and he wrote that in one of his articles, so I think it was a bit overplayed, actually, because I think it was probably the only time I had one on when he saw me.
D'Arenberg produces over 60 separate wines. The art of being different is their creed, and those quirky names have become another trademark.
One of my favourites is the Laughing Magpie, which is a Shiraz Viognier, and it's called that because my daughter, when she was 3 years old, couldn't say kookaburra, and she called them Laughing Magpies.
More curious, the flagship Shiraz called Dead Arm.
It's actually a fungus that gets in the pruning cuts of the vine and it kills off the arm of the vine very slowly over the many years. The mud pie is called the mud pie because I'm still making mud pies. I really haven't worked a day in my life. Actually, my father will vouch for that often. But no, I'm still making mud pies. Just the ingredients have changed and it's more fun to drink and people buy them.
And there's even a story behind the Red Stripe itself. It's inspired by the old school tie.
We used to get given Blue Stripe wine from Horton, from the Emu Wine Company, but I went to Prince Alfred College, so I put the Prince's Red Stripe on it. That's how it became the Red Stripe.
Now, it's not just the stripe that's iconic. The winery's standout location and award-winning restaurant, Darry's Veranda, have made it one of the most popular destinations for Vale visitors.
I never dreamt to get to the company it is today. There's over 100 people work here and we're in 60 countries around the world. I just can't believe that Red Stripe is everywhere.
In a winemaking region renowned for family brands and generational heritage, there's every sign D'Arenberg will continue the tradition well into the next 100 years.
I've got 3 daughters, and my youngest daughter, who's 10, is deadly serious about wanting to be a winemaker. She signs off artwork saying, Mia, winemaker.
Oh, I have slowed down. I'm only working 6 days a week now. I'm semi-retired, in fact. But, what would I do? I've lived 86 years in the same house, and this is where I expect to be carried out in the box.
The information that's handed down, because it's from generation to generation, would be lost if you just had other winemakers in there. And sometimes they may only last for a few years, those winemakers. And it takes you years to understand a vineyard and turn it into great wine.